Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction, and today we are back for a video that I am particularly excited about because this is like marking the year anniversary of me starting my YouTube channel, even though that really was like a couple weeks ago. But if you watched my 10 things I'm not buying in 2023 video, welcome to 2024. First of all, Happy New Year. I feel like we're going to be saying that just for the rest of this month. January is the Happy New Year month, and then we do whatever we do in February. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this. I have a lot of thoughts. Last year, I did my 10 things I'm not buying in 2023 video, but then as we kind of moved forward into spring, summer, fall, I did 10 things I'm not buying in each season because while those initial 10 things were a great start, I did notice certain shifts in what I was having a hankering for buying. Some of those things were realistic, some of those things were not, and that's why I made those videos and that's why we're here again. First of all, did I buy some of the things I said I wasn't going to buy? Yeah, I did. Do I regret it? No, I don't. There are only like a few circumstances where I'm like, you were dumb, but live and learn, live and learn. And as we came into this new year, having done those videos last year, I initially thought maybe I'll just do one really big, like 40 or 50 things I'm not buying in 2024. But knowing who I am as an individual with ADHD, I think that setting small seasonal goals for me is much more realistic. First of all, 40 or 50 things, that's a lot to remember over the course of an entire year. So I think that by starting with a smaller quantity that I focus on for the entire year and then setting small goals for myself seasonally is much more attainable. And then that also considers the fact that we're not the same person all year round. The person that I am today is not going to be the person that I am in spring. The things that I want to buy in January aren't the things that I'm going to want to buy in August. So that's what I'm thinking about that. Okay, so first I will say, my goals that I set last year were all really good intentions. Some of them I was able to stick to very easily. Some of them were very realistic, and some of them really interfered with my ability to be gentle on myself when I needed to be. And even though some of those things that I said I wasn't going to buy, I did still purchase. Setting those goals did leave me significantly more aware and cautious and just putting more thought into, is this actually a purchase that I realistically need to make? And sometimes, yes, it made a difference. For example, in the summer, I said that I wasn't going to buy any food from DoorDash or Uber Eats or do any kind of delivery of food to my home. Like when summer rolls around, I get overwhelmed with things and I allow myself to get lazy. And if there was a circumstance where I felt that I didn't want to cook, I was going to get myself and the kids ready and we were going to go out to eat dinner as a family, which, yes, that's fun and nice sometimes. But you know what I don't want to do after a long, hot summer day of bringing laundry to the line, hanging it up, bringing it back in and doing that 3 or 4 times while my kids have friends over playing all day. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to cook. You know what I want to do? I want to order a pizza. And do you know what I did? I ordered pizza. I probably ordered pizza 4 or 5 times over the summer, and I don't regret it one bit. There are circumstances where we just need to let things slide and be gentle on ourselves instead of freaking out that I needed to figure out what to eat and feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated by everybody saying that they're hungry and just running and mess and, you know, the things that come with summer vacation. I got to chill, get things kind of rallied back together, and then we had pizza and it was fun. And that's what I have to say about that. I don't feel guilty for failing. And I guess, I don't know, did I even fail? I learned something, and that's a success if I do say so myself. So I'm just gonna do a quick, I don't know how I'm going to lay this out, but this is a list or whatever of everything that I said I wasn't going to buy in 2023, spring, summer, and then I did a combo fall and winter video for fall and winter. And yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Everything I'm not buying in 2023. This year, I decided to bump things up, and we're going with 15. It's still a manageable number to remember. And these aren't necessarily all specific items or categories of items. Some of them more goals or conditions that I would like to try and live by. Number one, my children will be okay, but toys. And this isn't saying that my kids are not going to get toys for the next calendar year. This means that we're going to be realistic about the toys that come into our home, and it's not going to be like we go to Target and we see something we like and we're going to bring it home. It's things are going to be brought into our home with intention. I would also really like to try to be a little bit more creative about making some of our own things and buying things secondhand where we can. I got a couple of Melissa and Doug puzzles for Alec for Christmas, and they were, I think after tax and shipping, I got 2 puzzles that would have normally been like $20, and I got them for $12. So I saved some puzzles from the landfill, saved some money, and that feels good. And I want to feel good about the toys that come into our home and how we end up acquiring them. Also, this is a rule that I'm setting for myself when it comes to toys. Absolutely no plastic outside toys. I need something that we can accidentally run over with the tractor and it's going to be okay. If I had $1 for every plastic car or shovel that we've had to throw away because we just run over a lot of stuff. We run over a lot of toys, and we need more hardy stuff outside. We're kind of a wild bunch here. Number 2, new makeup and skincare. And when I say new makeup and skincare, I am saying that I have over the last year established a really good skincare regimen and found makeup products that are simple, more on the clean side, and I am happy with what I have been using, and I need not dabble in anything else. I would like to find a more clean eyeshadow. I have been using an eyeshadow that I got like in 2017, and I'm pretty sure there's just like talc galore in it, and it's just poison that I'm putting on my eyes. So if you have an eco-friendly green clean eyeshadow that you like, please let me know in the comments below. I would love a recommendation. Also, with new makeup, over the last year, I was actually able to buy a lot of my makeup still new and in the package off of Mercari for significantly less than I would pay retail. So I want to continue that trend, trying to buy things, and I don't want to say secondhand because, I mean, is it secondhand if it's new? I think a lot of it actually might be stolen, but I don't know. I don't know. So I want to continue doing that, just trying to keep something out of the landfill and I guess support somebody's small business but you know, it might not be stolen. Maybe somebody got it for Christmas and it was the wrong shade and they're selling it. So, and the only reason I think that is because there are a lot of things that I buy from Target that have been particularly low in stock due to theft lately. And yeah, that's the only reason my mind goes there. Anyway, moving on. New decor and household items. Again, we're being mindful about buying things secondhand. We're thrifting things. We're buying antique and vintage. Thankfully, I really like that stuff, so I don't mind. Obviously, there can be some health concerns when purchasing older items. You know, you've got your lead, just, you know, general poison that they were putting on everything back in ye olden days. So if I can buy something that's not going to impact the health of my family, secondhand, thrifted, what have you, I will do so. If not, I'll buy new. So again, I'm giving myself a little grace in certain areas, but setting the goal just to have that mindset. Don't buy more things if you can avoid it, but also if you're going to buy it secondhand. Moving on. So number 4 is actually a repeat of something on last year's list and an item that was on my summer and my fall winter lists. Bread and baked goods. Last year, I baked all of our bread. We probably ate significantly less bread than we ever have in the past, but I would like to continue that trend of baking our own bread. I have made our own hamburger buns before, but again, summer can be wild and hectic, and I do not want to put the pressure on myself to have to bake homemade hot dog buns or hamburger buns every time we have some kind of meat on bread for dinner. So that's bread, but I will not be buying any baked goods from the store. Basically anything in the bakery, like cookies, cakes, pies. I can do those things. I enjoy doing those things, and I have really perfected my cheesecakes over the course of the last few months and put on several pounds. So no bread, no baked goods. That's that. Number 5, books. This is also something that was on my list last year. When I made that list, it was more me focusing on not buying books for myself. So I utilized the library a lot. And this year I'm doing that again, but also we're roping kids' books into this. Last year, I did end up buying a few books for my toddler specifically that I thought that he was just absolutely going to love. He didn't like them. And you know what he loves? Pretty much any book we get from the library. And by the time he's bored of them, we return them. And if he still loves them, then we get to renew them another couple times. So no books. We go to the library. That's also an outing that I feel really good about doing as a mom who sometimes doesn't like to go places. So if we need books, we go to the library. Okay, number 6. I'm not allowed to start any new hobbies and buy things for starting new hobbies, which for me is a very realistic goal that I should set for myself. I was really just having some sad, anxious mom feelings about how I devote so much energy into our home and like our garden and things that we need to do and how I need to put less on myself. And I think I need to start with not stretching myself any further than I already am. And a lot of times that comes when I really get hyper focused in whatever current interest I have. So am I allowed to do the hobbies that I know well and can do easily without getting stressed and anxious and making everybody else miserable around me? Sure, I can still do that and invest money in that, but I'm not starting anything new. I do, for whatever reason, really feel like I need to learn how to embroider. That is what the internet has been telling me over the course of the last few years, is I should know how to embroider, but I'm not going to do that. Alrighty. 7, not a specific item. It is sponsored ad items, which is pretty vague, but also kind of specific at the same time. I have been quite the sucker in the past for a good old sponsored ad miracle item, and that's not going to be me this year. No siree, Bob, it's not. Number 8. This is something that was on my list last year. Online courses. Now, I did not spend a large amount of money on the online course that I bought, but it was this parenting ebook that felt like it was going to be life-changing. But as somebody who can only finish a book if it's an audiobook, do you think that I've finished that ebook that I bought like back in July? No, I think I'm 20 pages into it. And I feel like those online courses always stem from some sponsored ad that just promises some kind of miracle in whatever aspect of your life it's covering. So none of that. Also, I'm not going to pay for any apps. Those are also usually found from some sponsored flippin' ad. Gosh, the internet is just a weird place. Like, how do they just know? They just know. All right, number 9 is gardening supplies. And this does not mean that I can't buy any gardening supplies. This is me saying that I'm not going to buy any gardening supplies unless I have exhausted all of my resources. So I'm not going to buy new trays to put my starts in, even though I have been shopping for them. I'm going to use what I have until I have no space whatsoever. And then before I buy anything, I will go across the street to my mom's house and see if I can borrow some of hers. That'll work fine. It's just me always thinking that like something different is going to give me a different result, when it's just, if you need to water the plants, Aubrey, you need to water the plants and then they won't die. Number 10, workout clothes. Now, last year, and by last year, I mean like 2 weeks ago, I bought myself a spin bike, and I have been spinning and I am enjoying it and I think it's fun. But you know what I feel like I need to buy? I feel like I need to buy all new workout equipment. With starting a new workout exercise routine, I just feel like I need a whole new wardrobe. But you know what works just fine? My too tight leggings from workouts past. The too tight sports bra is doing just fine. And maybe I will like them a little more when they fit. But until there's holes in the butt cheeks of those pants, I will not be buying any more workout clothes. I'm not leaving the house. I'm cycling in my bedroom. I don't need anything fancy. Alrighty, it was on my spring list and my fall and winter list, and that is candles. Now, if you've been with me for a while now, you know that I know how to make my own candles. It is a hobby that I enjoy. It's a hobby that I wouldn't say I've perfected, but I can do it easily for the most part with the kids around without feeling like I'm going to lose my mind. So that hobby is 100% a keeper. And yeah, I'm not buying candles. I'm going to make my own candles. Do you want to see a candle that I made? Wait, hold on before I show you the candle that I made. I can buy candlesticks. That's not something that I've dabbled in yet. Would I like to make my own candlestick? Certainly, but that's not happening today. Look at that. This was a candy dish of my grandma's and I put a candle in it. Isn't that nice? I feel like I need to add another wick or two in there, but that's for next time. That's for refill day. Okay, so number 12, can I say shit? Low quality linens. Last year, I said that I was not going to buy any linens. No sheets, no towels, no blankets, which I did until Target came out with their fall flannel collection. And I bought another set, my third set actually, of their flannel sheets. Now I have 3 sets of flannel sheets, which is an unnecessary amount of flannel sheets to have. I need to figure out who's going. It's a hard choice because I really like them all, but I really only need 2 sets of warm sheets. So that's my story about sheets, but I want to buy a quilt. I want to buy a quilt for my bed because sometimes in the summer, our down comforter is just too warm, but just a sheet doesn't protect you from monsters or the boogeyman or aliens like a more weighted quilt would. So I want to buy a quilt, but I want to buy a quilt that is not super trendy, something that I would be able to keep around for a significant period of time that will stand up to the test of time as far as sturdiness goes. So that is that. Number 13 is, again, not a specific item, but things I can grow. I want to avoid buying any plant starts or any house plants. I don't need any more house plants. I'm already kind of struggling to keep the ones alive that I do have. I want to start as many things as I can for our garden. I would much prefer to spend $3, $4 on a pack of seeds and be able to plant, 50 plus whatever of my own instead of spending double that on, a start of 4 tomatoes or whatever. So I want to grow what I can. I will buy fruit trees though. That's something that I'm going to put in somebody else's hands. So no small starts, no seeds, fruit trees allowed. Number 14, I feel scared to do this to myself, but I'm going to say no sweaters. This is hard for me to do to myself because I love a good sweater. There is going to be an exception to the rule that if for whatever reason I do find a higher quality sweater that I can thrift, I'm gonna allow myself to do that. But I really kind of went just wackadoo wild on purchasing sweaters over the course of the last couple months. I bought 4 new from Target, which I only did because I have a couple really tried and true sweaters that I've had for the last 4 years that have really held up really well. And so I thought that, hey, I can get a sweater from Target again and it'll last me another 4 years. But this is one of them. It looks like I've had it for 4 years and I've worn it maybe 4 times. The quality, it's just it's supposed to be soft, but it's soft and you're gonna wear it and it's gonna pill instantly. So no sweaters unless I can find one that is actually good, sturdy quality. Also, I just thrifted for pullover sweaters. So I need to chill. I need to chill with the sweaters. Alrighty. Ooh, where are we? Alrighty, number 15, we're keeping it in the clothing category. And again, kind of just a rule to try and live by. Clothes that are unrealistic for my lifestyle. In my summer video, I had forbidden myself from any long, flowy floral dresses, which are things that I really just gravitate towards during the warmer months. Your girl loves some cottagecore. And while I would really love to try and find a dress that actually does work for my day-to-day life, that has not happened yet. And I don't want to force it to happen. It needs to be cotton or linen, like it needs to breathe, it needs to have pockets. I need to be able to bend over frontwards to like help my child without my rear hanging out. And I also need to be able to move my arms up in the air without any significant wardrobe malfunction. So that's everything. Those are my 15 items that I am not buying in 2024. I've really enjoyed setting this version of financial goals for myself. The ultimate goal here is to rein back on consumerism, but then also save money in the process. And I feel like by analyzing my spending habits and the things that I really feel drawn towards purchasing is a good way for me to keep my spending habits in check. And when I do things like this and I focus on specific items, I can't help but feel it roll over into other areas of my life and just be more conscious and considerate about other things that I'm buying. So yeah, go me and go you if you are also setting these kind of goals for yourself this year, or just any goal you're setting this year. Go you can do it. You're wonderful and amazing, and we can tackle 2024 together. But with that being said, let me know in the comments below, what are your goals, ambitions for the new year? Are you doing anything like this? Do you have a traditional New Year's resolution, or are you focusing on like a phrase or word for the new year? I feel like recently there's been a lot of taboo around traditional New Year's resolutions, because in the past they've been focused so much around like losing weight. And a lot of times I think that New Year's resolutions are kind of seasonal things. Like they're a really great thing to focus on during the winter season, but sometimes it's hard to carry over when you get into spring and summer. So that's what I think about that. For this year, for me, I was trying to think of like a word for 2024, but I need 2 words. So my 2 words for 2024 are to be realistic / patient. I feel like being realistic and patient are 2 things that I've struggled to do in the past when it comes to just myself, my home, my life, my kids. And again, it's just tacking that on to me continuing to grow as a recovering perfectionist. That's that. I kind of feel tired after that. Alrighty, well, I think that is that for this video. Thank you for taking a chunk out of your day to hang out with me. If you are new here, welcome. Some of my videos are like this. Sometimes I'm doing a capsule wardrobe. Sometimes I'm cleaning my house. Sometimes we're doing gardening things. We're just doing whatever life is throwing at me at the moment. So if you'd like to subscribe, that's super cool. I'd love to have you tag along with me in the future. If not, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. Either way, I hope to see you in the next one. As always, I love you, have fun, and be kind.